Ewo, Otibere. Ladies and gentlemen, lights, camera, I don't say action, I say fashion. It's the Bodex Social Media Hangout 3.0 raised to power 100. I have been your official red carpet host. I've been going back and in. I started the show. Yeah, Hangout is definitely something I want to be part of. I want to be part of this movement, this revolution, this trend. Because you see, back in the day, there was no internet for our hustle. I started my career professionally in 1994.
My name is Aralola Olamuyiwa. You know me as Ara. I think Nigerians handle the social media more as a weapon than as a means of bettering their life or business. And I think we need to change that attitude. It's a good place where you can sell yourself, sell your product, your brand, and everything. But it's like people go on social media these days looking for someone to pull down.
Hey, my name is Damilola Otsubanjo, and I am the creative director and founder of the Milola Group, a fashion and lifestyle business. Like part of the conversation going on inside, social media has come to stay. The earlier we come to that realization, the better. So what we want to do is to adapt and adjust to the reality that we find ourselves in. And as social media been very influential, it's a relative conversation. It has helped us, it has its benefits and it has its woes. It all depends on the consumers. But for young people, there is need to guide and navigate how they consume content on social media. It was just like when we're talking about parenting and social media, there is need for parents to take responsibility for what access their kids have on social media and when. But you cannot entirely censor your kids everywhere they go. So I said to my friend when she was asking me, what age is good to expose children to social media? And I said, there's no perfect age. What matters is how you raise your kids determines what content they consume on social media. I'm on social media, but I would not go out of my way to seek some content because it doesn't catch up with my values. I'm there for personal reasons, and that's what drives what I watch. So for me, social media has done some damage as well as some good.
My name is Efeo Morogbe. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and I'm a speaker at the Bodex Social Media Hangout 3.0. Social media is almost like taxes and death. There's no escaping it. It's something we all have to deal with. We have to use, we all have to function with. So it's here. A lot of great things about it. It also comes with its negatives. So the challenge is to understand it better and just try to get as much positive results, outcomes from it as possible. But you can't do anything about it. It's here. We make music, we push talents, we promote events. Without social media, my work would be 3 or 4 or 5 times more difficult to sell, to push, even a lot more expensive and all of that. So social media has eased a lot of things for us, equipped us with tools, giving us access to people, giving us data, that we can mine and deploy, analytics to help us understand, better what the kind of content we should be making, the kind of people we should be making it for, and so the benefits are innumerable.
My name is Omar Ahiri, and I am a branding and communications consultant. Extremely. I built my entire 11 plus years of career on social media, starting out as a technical assistant fresh out of university to being a blogger, to eventually being a social media manager, to being a communications consultant, to being a talent manager. It's been amazing. It's been the basis upon which I built my entire career. Has it had its downsides? Of course, but I would never trade social media for any other thing in the world. However, in this angle, or how would I say it now, in this phase of my career, I would say I'm probably making a few adjustments. I'm not on social media as much as I was, a few years back when I was really blogging and writing and being a journalist and being a talent manager. But I still love social media, just not being there as much. I decide when I want to be there and when I don't want to. Definitely should not believe everything that you see on social media. And the answer, and the reason is simple. It's like asking you, should I believe everything that I hear about you as a person? When people speak different things about you, there's this adage that I love so much, but I may get it wrong, that says that the same water that hardens the egg is the same water that softens the potatoes. So it means that just because you hear something about someone from somebody doesn't mean that every single thing that person said is true. There's something called perception, and there's also something called deductive reasoning, and there's something also called comprehension and understanding. I'm responsible for what I say. I'm not responsible for what you understand. So I'm not going to ask you to go on social media and believe every single thing that you hear or every single thing that is said about you. It is left to you to pick what you want to believe. It's left to you to also pick what is relevant to you, and it's also left to you to decide if this is actually. Some things are common sense. Some of the things that you hear, it's very glaring that it's a lie. But if you now choose to write on it,
I think about social media. Social media is everything. Social media is it's a medium in which you can pass message to the mass. So social media is the middleman for everything, for you to have a conversation and for you to reach the next person. Social media is where you can air your voice without nobody flogging you in your home, in your comfortable space. Social media is where you can make a lot of money. Social media is where you can lose everything. Social media is where you need to think how you want to use it. There are tools, there are segments. It's a lesson, it's a journey. Social media is a journey on its own. Coming from the angle of a social media influencer, for me, I would say I want you to believe what I'm selling, no matter how I package it, no matter how real or unreal it is to me. But I want you to have a feel of whatever I'm putting out. But yeah, it's so sad that things have changed. People are now using social media in a way that panic, panic is bad. Did you make that research? Because as a media personnel, as a mass communicator, I was taught major things. Your news have to be real. We all have to have nose for news. So when it comes to social media, I expect that you do your assignments before you put it out there.
As well. So when people come to us, before now, we have a system through which we manage those information across Nigeria. But today, we have used this system that we have to reinforce and strengthen the institution so that they can actually deliver service to the people better.
Now, I'm going to come to you, Pamineri. NSAS, I'm sure you definitely was a huge part of it. As a social media influencer, how were you able to push the narrative using hashtags? I know Mr. Oshino spoke about using the right hashtags. How are you able to push the narrative to, for you to have caught the fire you caught?
Something about hashtags is, unlike other social media platforms, it's easy to track. So when you click on an hashtag, you could easily see what everyone is saying on that particular hashtag. I want to check what people are talking. For example, there's traffic on Ikorodu Road. I just have to try to type Ikorodu and I'll see what everything is happening. One way or the other, someone on that same road has tweeted and said, guys, if you are going to Joelekbai, if you are going to so, avoid this route. So for hashtags, it's easy for people to say, oh, this is what is happening. and you could easily track. During that period, it was a big ass movement. You know, people would say, oh, this is social report on the island. This is social report on the mainland. This is what's happening in Magu. This is what's happening in Kenya. So it's a great
They were just happening at the same
yes,
time.
and we could easily, even though we are not there, for those not in Ikorodu, I know what is happening in Ikorodu. If there's ceasefire in Ikorodu, we can easily call the right authority for that. You get right from Agudo or right from the island. So using the right hashtag, like the first speaker said, is actually very key, and it makes you, it gives everyone the opportunity to be able to track at the goal.
All right. Omar Ahiri, being a brand specialist and communication expert, one of the many common things among the youth is trusting the police. And, you know, the police are trying to bridge the gap, trying to get back their trust from the youth and the public. As a communication expert, how would you prefer solutions?
Okay, thank you very much, Najiti. Okay, so the first thing I would say is, if you asked me this question before NSAS or at the heat of NSAS, I'll say just do a complete overhaul. Like really. But that's really unrealistic. You cannot clear out the entire police force because then you'll be giving room for crime. I think the first thing for them to do is what they are trying to do now, which is make friends with these influencers that you think are your enemies, make friends with people who actually have that influence to drive, you know, the communication of the information to the heart of the people you're trying to reach. And then we have some police force, I don't know if I'm allowed to call their names, so I'm just going to leave them out, who are trying to be, so when you tweet something or when they see something, immediately they're jumping on it and say, oh no, this should not be happening, I think you should do this. I mean, a couple of times I've seen even the police tell us how we should be safe in certain areas, what we should be doing, what we should, you know, how we should guard ourselves, and even trying to make us their friends by telling us, look, if this person does this thing to you, then really you should report it and step in. That's the only way you can gain our trust, because
it's still very difficult to gain the trust.
Extremely difficult, but baby steps. Baby steps. We would eventually trust you, but maybe you want to put your eyes out there even more, because we still have certain stop points. In Lagos, I mean, I live in Lagos, so I will speak for Lagos. We have certain stop points or checkpoints or whatever you want to call them, where people who call themselves police officers are still harming innocent citizens. So you want to make sure that you're doing routine check all the time and ensuring that you are not just profiling people just because they look a certain way, drive a certain car, or you see that they're doing a certain, get your facts and then we trust.
Media when I started my business, but nevertheless we're still there and we're loving it. I love social media.
I always tell people that social media is fake life, so it's just come and do your thing and leave. So you don't believe everything you see. Though there are some people that still do, a lot of people do genuine things there, but then the bad people are also there to do negative things. So, but social media is still good for me. I think I really like social media. I like the idea. I like the existence.
Big shout out to Bodex, thank you for having me. And big shout out to everybody, beautiful people. Ogaefe, I see you. Skills, I see you. Abroko, I love your page, man. You know what I mean? Let's go. One time. Make it ring alarm. Yeah. One time. Let's go. 1, 2. Oh, yeah, shake body. Yeah. Move body. Oh, God, bring that. Make it ring alarm. Oh, shake body. Yeah. Because if they feel me now, I don't get some money, then they feel me now. Back in there, do me anyhow. I don't get some money, they won't get down. They won't hold me for ransom, cause I'm young and I'm rich and I'm handsome. They won't know where I come from, I don't run from Lagos alone. Say it with me now. All the best I love, and they see just they make me shout, yeah. I say all the best I love, and they see just they make me shout, yeah. They hold me for ransom, cause I'm young and I'm rich and I'm handsome. They won't, oh yeah, got it. One time, say 1, 2, where I shake body. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, move body, yeah, yeah, make a ring alarm. oh shit, yeah, shake body. Listen, yeah, Kupete kalema, sagacité, équilibré, barotema, décalé, cricata, 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 pam, pam, so mundo, calopere, say, what a blessing, love, and the sea just to make me the shout, yeah. I said, what a blessing, love, and the sea just to make me the shout, yeah. They hold me for ransom, cause I'm young and I'm rich and I'm handsome. Now, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, yeah, shake body, yeah, come on, body, yeah, make it ring alarm, oh shit, yeah, shake body. You want to tell me one last story before I go? Now these are now where now, they take all the girls on the way now, I'm the man of the year now, my music will blow everywhere now, all the way from KD, the whole world now just to hear me, yeah, my head touches to hear me, and nobody think that we dare me. Yeah, I said, what a blessing, love, and the sea just to make me the shine, yeah. I said, what a blessing, love, and the sea just to make me the shine. I said, what a blessing, love, and the sea just to make me the shine. I said, what a blessing, love, and the sea just to make me the shine. They hold me for ransom, cause I'm young and I'm rich and I'm handsome. They won't hold me for ransom, cause I'm young and I'm rich and I'm handsome. Oh, yeah.
Miss Bodex Florence Humbo, also known as the Goldfish, Omar Ahiri from Badagry, a PR consultant, an event planner, a cobbler. I make beautiful shoes, convener, Bodex Social Media Hangout. Live at Radisson Blue to do Bodex Social Media Hangout 3.0. We started this initiative because it is high time we get included. We have been excluded for a very long time, and stakeholders don't take us seriously, so we felt it is time to break the bridge between media personalities, media houses, content creators, and stakeholders. Let us come together to coexist, have serious discussion about how best to use social media to our own advantage, shape the society, and then be impactful. If I agree to what all the panelists have actually talked about, of course I did agree. You know, we have different topics. We have impact of social media on mental health. We have the place of social media on 2023 election. We have coping fake news and regulating social media in Nigeria. We also have trend and selling opportunities in the social media space. So we agreed totally with what they said, because, you know, before we bring resource persons, we do our own research to know that they can actually deliver. So trust me, when they talk, you know that they're